everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Leslie with Black Dog Vintage, and I am bringing you actually a pretty good haul today. I ended up going out to a sale it was in Stockbridge, Michigan. It was about an hour and 20 minutes away from me, way out in the country. At least that's what it seemed like. It was way out in the country, and it was just amazing. These people, it was an estate sale. It was basically an estate sale. It was from an ex-antiques dealer, and I got there very early. It was a lot of jewelry people that were there. They had a lot of jewelry, and boy, it was a very interesting sale, and I'll kind of tell you all about it as we go through. But boy, oh boy, I spent all total $614 today. And I expected to spend a lot more. I had budgeted a lot more, and you'll see what I got. It was insane. And they missed a lot of things, and I do have a little guilt about it, but at the same time, sometimes I feel like for these estate sales, it's not my responsibility to tell people what they have or don't have, because estate sale people or people that conduct these sales for third parties, they should really know. Now, when I do private purchases with people or meet people to buy out estate jewelry privately, I do consult with them, and when they have something, I do tell them. I'm a very honest buyer, and I mean, one time I had somebody try to sell me a George Jensen ring for $30, or we were basing it on gram or weight, and I told him no, I wasn't taking it. I told him what he had, the value of it, and I ended up selling that piece on consignment. So when I'm doing it person to person, I have a lot of guilt, but in situations like this, I kind of feel, there should be more research done. And it was a really interesting situation, and maybe I'm wrong in these situations, but in this kind of situation, I was the third party, and they should have maybe done a little more research. But it was quite an interesting sale. There was a lot of jewelry there. It was an entire room of jewelry, and got there early with other dealers. And there were fights. There were a lot of things that happened. So I'll tell you all the stories as we go through. It was really interesting. So definitely want to stick around for that. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, take a second, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications. You won't regret it. I go live twice a week with vintage jewelry sales, Wednesdays 6 p.m. Eastern, and on Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so I spent just over $600 at the sale. I basically feel I won the lottery. Okay, we're leaving it at that. Okay, I'm not going to get into what I paid per piece, because that's my thing. I'm not one of those kinds of videos. I don't go into what I paid per piece, but you can probably average it out. I did pretty well. Okay, the first thing I purchased. This is coral. This is undyed coral, 3 strands. This is about 16 inches. Yeah, 16 inches. Now, this is not a sterling clasp. This is a little screw clasp. And it just unscrews like so. And it's just a really cool. You can probably twist that up a little bit more if you wanted to. But really cool little screw clasp. Screw it back in with, geez, come on, Leslie, with little rhinestones. And, I might have overlooked this one. It was just kind of on the checkout desk. I'll maybe screw that in a little bit better. But it was sitting in its original box. And let me lift my thing moving up a little bit, and it was sitting in the original box right here with its certificate of authenticity, certificate of gem guarantee, and it's all in, I believe that's maybe Chinese or Japanese, I'm not positive, but you know, you can take Google on your phone and hit translate. You hit the picture button, you slide it over to translate, and I did the translate, and it is this particular necklace. It looks like there might have been earrings that went with it at one point, but I don't have that, I just have this. But it is the certificate of gem guarantee on this necklace. So that's kind of cool. And it's got the original box. So I am pretty excited about that. So moving into the rest of the jewelry, let's lower my camera a little bit. There's a lot. So we'll just kind of go through some of the basic stuff first. Really pretty stone necklace here. Look at those. You know, I kind of got it because I like the beads. If it doesn't sell, I've got the beads. Totally cool with that. It's 28 inches long. And, you know, is it graduated? Yeah, it's kind of graduated. Yeah, it's kind of graduated. But oh, look at that bead. Ooh, look how pretty that is. Just gorgeous. Not precious metals, but just really pretty. I found this on the costume wall. Look at that turquoise. Yeah, yes, please. Sterling silver. Ooh, come on, focus. There we go. Sterling silver. And then we've got these beads, which I believe is some kind of like shell heshy maybe or something. And then we move into that, and those look handmade. I am not an expert, but those look handmade to me. Sterling silver. And then it has the little hook and eye clasp. Let's measure it real quick first. 17 inches. And let's clasp it. There we go. Just so pretty. Come on. So pretty. The turquoise. Oh my gosh. And then just those little sterling bead accents. And I did test everything when I got home. So if I say it's sterling, you know it's sterling. This bead, I'm not positive what stone this is. It's very heavy stone. It's probably turquoise. And then there's these beads. These beads are not sterling. But I thought that was really pretty. That is a sterling clasp. And this one is 16 inches. And I like this clasp. So again, I really like the beads. And I just thought that was pretty. Okay, this necklace, you guys are gonna die on this. So I found, okay, so when I got there, they had the jewelry people come in and, come in first. We were brought in, and, it was interesting. I knew one of the people very well that was there, and we were jockeying for position. I'm not gonna lie, we were jockeying for position. And then there was another lady that was there, and the one person that I knew pretty well, and this lady got into a fight, like an all-out fight, like just yelling match over one of the cases, and I knew something like that was gonna happen. So I just stayed very quiet over by the other case. I was working with another girl there, and I think, being kind, being nice has its benefits, because she actually was able to sneak into the case where they were fighting over pieces, and I was able to point out little pieces, and she was able to give them to me. But while that, they were kind of congregated around the other one case, and I had already gotten sterling and everything out of the other case that I wanted, I was searching along the areas that they had costume jewelry, and they had some stone jewelry there as well, but everything was basically costume. Well, we all know that a lot of Native American pieces are not stamped, correct? Right. So this was in the costume section, and I recognize this. I've seen this kind of design before in Native American pieces, and I saw it and I was like, oh my God. One, look at this turquoise. This turquoise in itself is valuable. You can see I've been testing. This turquoise in itself is valuable. This is incredible turquoise. A strand of this turquoise at the bead store would have probably been about $50 alone. And I'll tell you what well, no, I'm not going to say. But this was on the costume jewelry rack. Costume jewelry rack. I mean, Lord, really? This was insane. Look at this. This is insane. Came home, tested it. Sterling silver. Incredible turquoise there. These are sterling beads. So sterling bead spacers in there. Just an interesting piece. And it just is perfectly put together. I'm not sure who put it together, but it's perfectly put together. That turquoise matches the stone in the pendant. Amazing. And it's 32 inches long in total, the necklace portion. But just look at that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wow. I am like dying over that. I just picked up, this is some kind of jasper, picked that up. Thought that was pretty amazing. Then I picked up this bracelet. This one actually was in the sterling case. It was actually marked a little high. Everything was dark, and you had to move really fast because it was like vultures. Vultures. If you saw something, you had to say immediately if you wanted it or not. Otherwise, somebody else was going to swoop in and grab it. I saw it. I knew it was sterling, and I grabbed it. And when I got home, I realized this link was missing, and it's not even something you can like fix easily without solder. So I might take this apart and maybe somehow create earrings or something like that out of it. But I actually paid up for this piece, probably at what I would sell it for, but I knew I was finding other pieces at such great prices that it would average out in the end. Look at this beautiful agate brooch. This is something that is probably Art Deco or earlier Art Nouveau. This is it's considered maybe a Victorian era. Oh, there's Angel. And these were popular back then. And it is marked in the back somewhere, I thought. Come on. There it is. Sterling. Oh, sorry, camera. And just such a pretty piece. So pretty. So I was really excited to find these because I love these types of brooches. And I feel like I don't find them much anymore. I used to find them all the time, and I just feel like I don't find them much anymore. Okay, Mayan Ryan. I found this. I've never seen one like this. And it's such a cool, it's lighter weight, cool little panel bracelet. Look at that. And it's marked right here. There we go. Turn it the right way. And it's sterling 925 Mexico. And it's an Eagle 83 mark. So that was pretty exciting to find. And he's so handsome. I love him. And he looks just like the Mayan Ryans on my sweatshirt, which is those Aztec warriors. If you don't know who Mayan Ryan is, that's what I call these little Aztec warrior heads. Super cool. Super awesome. I did find this Mayan Ryan as well. This is a really cool wider panel bracelet. And I was super excited to find him. I was like, ooh, I think I'm going to keep him. And I wore him for a bit home, and this actually pulls apart pretty easily. So I'm not really sure if I can get this to maybe lock better. If not, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with him. Maybe just keep him. I'm not sure, but I don't feel comfortable selling it with a clasp that's going to get loose so easily. And he is stamped in there somewhere, right there. And yeah, so yeah, we'll see what I do with him. I don't know. You know, I know sometimes if you like jockey up this a little bit, it'll clasp better. I tried it once already. It didn't really work. So if anybody's got a suggestion on that, let me know, because I would love to figure that out. Okay, so found a couple cuffs. These were in the sterling. They had these marked down, actually, or marked lower because they were considered small. This is a signed native cuff, signed Mary S. Liu. Now, what's small, I guess, for them is not necessarily small for me, because it's a 6.5. And that seems to be a great size, at least for a lot of you guys. But look at that. I love this cuff. I think this cuff is just fantastic. And this one's mother of pearl and coral. So I was pretty excited to find that one. And then this one, look at that. This is also signed. And I'm not positive on this signature. And I'm blanking. I looked it up and I thought maybe it's this one artist and it's Rex something, and I can't remember now because of course I started the video and I forgot to write it down. But I just love this, the onyx and the leaves. And this one also is, see, this is 6 3/4. I don't find that small, but that one I thought was cool. Both of these were in the sterling case, so more appropriately priced, I guess you can consider it more appropriately priced. But cool. I love copper. So the copper was all in the costume area. And, but I love copper. Look at that one. That one's cool. And this one is, Bell copper. That's the early Bell mark, pre-1961. And, I'd say this was probably, you know, early 60s, or late 50s. Okay. This copper cuff is cool as well. It's just a little thin stacker. And this one is just marked here, solid copper. Found a Renoir. Now, I love Renoir pieces. This one was probably the most expensive bracelet I bought in the whole place. They had this one listed at almost what I'd probably sell it for. But again, I base my prices on averages. So I take everything that I purchase when I go to a sale or when I buy somewhere, I tend to average my price out, price for the entire, you know, amount that I bought for the entire lot. Like, let's say I bought 100 items and spent $1,000. That's $10 per piece. And whether I spent $50 on one item and $5 on another, it doesn't matter. I just average it per piece. That seems to work out the best for me. So other resellers might do it differently for their accounting purposes, but that's how I do it for myself. So this is a Renoir. This one's not signed, but it is a cuff that I've had so many times I can't even count. And I love this style. And this is a 6 and a smack dab between 6.5 and 6 1/4. Love that one. Love it. Okay. Funny story on this one. Check this out. This is beautiful. I think that could be Charite. Not sure. It does have this funky little like blue coming through here too. Little amethysts on either side. Right on the back, it says, right there, DTR China 925. It is DTR for sure. It is 925 because I tested everything when I got home. Found in with the costume bracelets. Gotta love that. Gotta love that. Okay. Favorite copper cuff that I think I've ever seen. And it is, I swear I found a mark on it. Oh, here it is. Look at that. It's a Bell Trading. Look at that. This is so like almost like brutalist, modernist kind of thing going on here. Look at this on. How flippin' awesome is this? Those are enameled, not turquoise. So cool. So different, unique. Let's see. We're looking, boy, my allergies. Looking at 6 1/4. 6 1/4 on that one. Look at how flippin' cool that is. Love, love, love that one. Love it. I actually found little Mayan Ryan earrings and they're dangles. And Smart Sterling. They've got the green onyx faces. Okay. Check out this. Now this is petrified wood. This is petrified wood. This is Native American. This is also unmarked in its entirety. There is no maker's mark. There is no sterling mark. There is nothing. So guess where I found this bracelet? Oh, if you guessed the costume jewelry bin, you would be correct. This is at a 6 3/4. Yes, 6 3/4. It was in the costume jewelry bin. I was absolutely just blown away. Look at that on. It's too big for me. Could it be smushed? Yeah, probably, but you are looking at only about 1 inch right there. So you smush it, you're going to be going up and down. Just look at that. Unreal. Unreal. I'm telling ya. Oh, I did pick up these 2 little boxes. This was one. I thought that was kind of cute. Unsigned or anything. And it's like a little, it just opens like that. It's just like a little box. I thought it was pretty. And then look at this little, it's like a little casket box. And it just opens like that. It's got a little hinge. This is like almost like a little canvasy kind of thing going on. I love the gilt. It's numbered 1179. I don't know anything about that, but I just thought it was pretty. I did pick this clamper up. I thought it was cool, but it is missing a stone. So I was a little bummed about that, but you know, maybe eventually. I think I might have something I can steal a stone from. Okay, there was, pulling this out of my tray here. There was a major fight between 2 other jewelry sellers that were at the sale or in that room about a concho belt. And the concho belt in the case turned out to not be sterling silver. And then I'm over on the other side looking at the costume stuff, and I saw this concho belt, which was cool. And I make concho earrings, but this wouldn't work for concho earrings. But I saw this concho belt, thought it was super cool. And I was like, I wonder if, since I'm finding this other cool stuff on the costume wall, wouldn't that be cool if this was sterling? And it was dark. I didn't see marks like that. But I did see on one end of it, it was marked silver. And I'm like, well, do I take a chance? Well, they had a couple belts on the costume wall, and there was a little sign that said costume belts, $15. So I said, you know what? It's worth the risk if I get home and it's silver, woohoo. And if I get home and it's not, then it is what it is. And maybe somebody will like it as just a cool little belt, or I don't know, something. So it was $15, and I got home and it's not. So lesson learned, no big deal. Okay, I'm gonna show you this, and then I'm gonna cut over to a video. This is my find, and I have a lot more, but this is my score of the day. I mean, you might have thought that that turquoise with the native pendant was my score of the day, but oh no, not even close. This is my score of the day. This is a very long, and we're talking 34 inches in necklace length, not including the pendant. This is the pendant to it. This is cut steel, and it's like a Victorian station necklace, and so it has these stations, and I'm going to cut over to a video that I did because you really need to see it on a bust, and it's just easier for me to do a nice little 30-second video really showing off how beautiful this is. And this is from probably the 1850s, mid 1800s, and this is all cut steel. And you know it's cut steel and not marcasite when you flip this over and you see these rivets. And marcasites will actually be set or bead set or something along those lines. And these are each little stations that come up, and they're double hooped. So you have the chain that goes to each of these. And these remind me of little butterflies. And so you've got small station, large station, small station, and then a large station, which is in the back, and then small, large, small. And then you have this larger pendant that comes down all the way at the end. And let's cut over right now so you can see my video. It's about right around 30 seconds long, where you can see this beautiful necklace in its entirety, because I think you really do need to see it. It's incredible. Wasn't that incredible? Like, I wish I could have added the song "You Are So Beautiful" to me, like, to that. Like, it is like one of the most incredible pieces. And I was trying to do research on it, and I found a clip from Antiques Roadshow with something very similar to it, and but it was from 10 years ago. So I'm still trying to figure out the value on it. It could be quite valuable. I knew it was from the 1800s, but I just really couldn't figure out the value. And I've seen values all over the place. Anywhere from 500, that was the lowest, but it was for a much shorter one. All the way up to like 4,000. But that was, to me, seemed a little high. The one on Antiques Roadshow from 10 years ago, they valued at 2,000. but that was 10 years ago. So I'm really not sure. There is an auction house here in Detroit. I might take it to have appraised. They do walk-in appraisals on Saturdays, so I may do that. So wish me luck. Let me know what you guys think of that one. It's pretty darn extraordinary. Okay, I found a couple of pieces of costume jewelry too. I found this beautiful bracelet. It is unsigned, and it's pretty magnificent. Pretty darn magnificent. It has a fold-over clasp, and if I can get it to go into where it needs to go, we'll measure it on the mandrel. Comes in at 6 3/4 on the mandrel, and it's absolutely stunning. And then, lo and behold, in a totally different area, I found the matching brooch. And we've got, at least I'm assuming it's the matching brooch. It's got the same cabochon, so same colors in there. I thought that was just a beautiful set. Beautiful set. I also found, this is a coro. At first I thought it was a hobe, but this is actually a coro, looking like a hobe. This is beautiful. And then this is actually, I haven't seen many coros like this before. And I don't always love coro, except very, very early coro. This one's not super early. This is probably late 1950s, early 1960s. And I actually quite love this. And so yeah, go coro. This is nice. And I did a quick comp on this, and it's comped out quite nicely. So pretty excited about that one. Very, very happy. I've had these several times. This is not sterling, but this is just a great little costume vintage piece, and probably from the 50s. These are all glued in mother of pearl pieces, but these are just nice because they look like sterling, and they're not sterling, but they're still a beautiful kind of magical piece, and it can go for a nice low cost, and people just seem to really love them. I like picking these up when I can because they kind of give that vibe without having to spend that money. So I just like these. I do. I just like these. And it was in, you know, costume jewelry, and I loved it. And as I was exploring those bracelets and costume jewelry, this was there. And I about peed my pants, because if you know, you know, on this particular bracelet. But this is a Selro Cellini. It's unsigned, so maybe they just didn't know what it was. But those of us that have been in this industry for as long as I have, I did know what it was. I didn't have a chance to check the value on it while I was in the sale, but I know what Selro Cellinis can go for, and I knew this one was probably a lot more than I think the costume bracelets were around $10, and I knew it was going to be a lot more than 10. So I just immediately grabbed it, and nobody was looking at costume when I was in there, because all they featured in their, you know, in their mailings to us was that they had sterling. So I grabbed this, and I ran pretty much, or at least ran up to the girl who had my stuff and was, you know, putting my order together. And I was like, I need this right now. I mean, in my head, that's what I was saying. I didn't say that to her. I just was like, I'll take this too. This bracelet comps out at around $195 online. And super excited. Oh my gosh, just an amazing piece. Amazing piece. So now you guys know what I mean. Like, I feel like I hit the lottery. You know, finding sterling in the costume area, finding turquoise in the costume area. I mean, like, all those beautiful bead stone necklaces were all in costume. It was just insane. It was just absolutely insane. Oh, I forgot to show you this. I found this guy too. This was in the sterling, but I thought he was adorable. Look at him. He's a Smart 925. I thought he was so cute. Just a little pendant guy. But I love all these little dudes. So flippin' adorable. Look at the little bird on his head. Come on. Come on. He is so flippin' cute. I had to have him. Like, these guys, you know what? Honestly, they're just so me. Like, if you know me, if you guys know me, which I know a lot of you guys do, but if you don't know me and you get to know me, which I really do hope you do get to know me, you know this is my kind of thing. I love these guys. I love these little dudes. I love bugs. I love little creepy crawlers. I love that kind of jewelry. I love like all kinds of weird stuff, weird jewelry. Once you get to know me, you'll know my style. This is totally me. So, and I do. I hope you get to know me. So don't forget, just sub to my channel. Hit the bell for notifications. Make sure you turn them on. I think you're going to really have fun with me. Well, at least I hope you do. You know, yesterday on my live, I kept on saying, I'm weird, wild, and wonderful. And I think I am, but maybe not everybody. I don't know. And I've been doing this. I've been selling jewelry for 27 years. 27 years I've been doing this, and it is just my passion. I just love this. I just love jewelry. I love all jewelry. And I started off in costume. So, you know, like this, look at this belt buckle. How fantastic is this? And look at, okay, it was dark in there. So, you know, maybe I missed a stone missing, but I don't think there's a stone missing from this. Isn't this fab? Look at this, and look at the back. It is in fantastic condition. Just like amazing. Who wouldn't love to just like sew this onto something and use this? I love buckles. I love belt buckles. I love old belt buckles. I love old belt buckles. I love old dress clips. That's another thing I love. I love rhinestones. But speaking of, look at this check. Okay, check is another passion of mine. This is an old check brooch. Look at that. Open back stones. Dun, dun, dun. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Pop metal. Just amazing. We're talking probably 1930s here. Just fantastic. Just fantastic. Look at that blue. Love that blue. One of these days my kitchen's going to be in that color and I'll be a happy camper. And then I found this. This is actually really old. I do need to repair it, which luckily I do know how. But this is an old flapper, like a sautoir. Sorry, I can never pronounce it right. My son would kill me because he speaks all these languages. But it's an old flapper bead woven necklace. And it's nice and long. It is, it is, how long is it, Leslie? It's a 30 inches long, the necklace portion. All right, seems long. Yeah, I guess that is right, 30 inches. Isn't that pretty? But right here is a little, see how it's kind of coming undone? I do believe I can repair that. It'll be a little patch job, but if I just take some thread and kind of weave it in, it'll kind of strengthen up that little area. But look how pretty that is. Look at how pretty. And that's peacock beads. Very similar to AB, but not the same. So that is beautiful. Real cinnabar. This was in the costume bracelets. They didn't know what they had, you guys. They just didn't know what they had. Real cinnabar. Flipping amazing. And this is old. This is old. I'm telling you, all this, $600. All of this. Okay, look at this rhinestone necklace. Probably have to move some of this back. Make a little bit of room here. So this is just black glass cabochon, Nivette style cabochons. And then pretty. And then it's got the little hook. And I'll probably have a lot of this at my sale on Saturday coming up. But definitely not all of it. I've got a lot of joy. I'm doing a lot of pop-up sales right now. Let's see. I think tomorrow's the 17th, I think. I'm not sure. My days are really falling together. But tomorrow's the 17th. Today's Thursday. I think tomorrow's the 17th. Maybe. So Saturday's the 18th. So Saturday's my sale. But I will be doing a lot of pop-ups between now and then, or now in September, because I am going on vacation to Spain. So I'll be doing a lot. I've just got to build up my jewelry collection so I can have a lot of pop-ups, make some money. So you'll be seeing a lot of videos from me, a lot of hauls, and then subsequently a lot of sales. So, but this is just a really pretty necklace, and it's, and I'm measuring it, and I'm not thinking about what size it is. So I'm just talking. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so sorry. I'm just talking and talking and talking and not paying attention to what I'm measuring. It is 16 inches at the longest. So really pretty, almost festoony little necklace. Just a few more pieces here. Okay, so this one here, it was in the costume area, and I'm like, oh, well, if I'm finding all this other sterling, I wonder if this is. No, it wasn't. But it's still cool. Still a cool necklace, like the Heshi beads or Heshi beads. I should have known these little rose beads are never, ever sterling. But it does have some nice turquoise nuggets. I like these little beads here, the little Heshis. But that's not sterling, and the rest of it's not sterling. So I can always use it for the beads. It doesn't matter to me. But somebody might like it. Never know. I thought this was really pretty. And also in the costumes. But I thought maybe. But it's not. Once I did see like a couple of those pieces, and I was pretty like 98% sure, I was just grabbing anything that I thought could be, because at what they had things priced for, it was a good risk in my estimation. So I thought that was cool. Okay, this necklace is costume, but I thought this necklace was pretty darn cool. Don't know what the stone is, but it's cool. Look at that. So it's like a Y necklace. And I've never heard of this maker before. And I looked her up, and it's not like she's like all that. But Carla Jordan, it's not like her. She's very collectible or very couture or anything. But it's just a cool, there we go, cool little Y necklace. And, and also the beads are cool. So it doesn't sell. I have the beads. So I'll take, woo, sorry. See in my ring light there. Super long necklace here. This is super long, and it's got these little geodes. Look at that. All these little geodes that are just kind of like bezel set. Not sterling. I knew this one wasn't sterling. I could tell right off the bat, but I thought this necklace was flipping fantastic. Look at these geodes. Isn't that amazing? I love this so much. And it is I think this is 34 inches. Yeah, I think this is 34 inches. I'm trying to do the math here, so 34 inches. So 17-inch drop would be a 34-inch necklace, right? Yeah. So, super pretty. So, cool necklace here. Very cool necklace. And then I grabbed this, now not a sterling clasp, obviously, but beautiful, beautiful stones and Heshi beads. And again, I just have a big affinity for the beads, so I had to grab that turquoise. I just loved it. And I did grab some rings, not a lot because the vultures, because I did not get to the rings before the vultures. The vultures got to the rings before me, so I only got a few rings. And this one I picked, it did not test as sterling, but it's still cool. I think it's stainless, to be honest. I'm pretty sure this could be stainless, but it almost looks like there's a signature in it. I'm not sure. Hold on, let me look. Is there? No, maybe not. But it's not pretty. I think it's pretty. It's got this like the crushed coral and turquoise in there. It's a size 10.5, but it's not sterling. When I got it, when I looked at it, I had my reservations, I'm gonna be honest, but the price was right, and I was just grabbing stuff at that point. Okay, look at this. Okay, any idea what stone this could be? I wasn't sure. I just thought it was cool. Let's put it on the Presidium here next to me. It doesn't go up very high. You know, it goes to the top of glass, but I don't know. It's cool. It's a stone though. It's not glass. It's gotta be a stone. It's gorgeous. And this is sterling. As I drop the ring, it is sterling. It is it's stamped only 925 on the inside, nothing else. And it's a size 6 and 3/4, I'd say. Just shy of a 7. I'll just throw it up there. Look at that one. Now let's test this stone. I don't know. I thought that was a cool ring. Okay, this goes into, I don't know. This goes into chrysoprase, maybe. Could be into tourmaline. I don't know. Kind of looks like chalcedony or chrysoprase there. Is this signed something? Let's see what it is. Ooh, Robert Lee Morris. Dun, dun, dun. That's a score. This is a Robert Lee Morris. And it's a 8.5. Robert Lee Morris. That's a pretty one. That's very pretty. Okay. Okay. I think this is denim lapis. Love the sides on this. Big, cool ring. Is it signed? I don't think it's signed. Oh, it is 925. It is 925 something. Can anybody make that out? If anybody can make that out, more power to you, because I can't even with the loop. Gorgeous. It's denim lapis. And a 6.5. So it's a nice, cool, big, funky ring for a 6.5. Love that. Okay, look at that. Talk about some sparkle. It was like the only like big sparkly ring that they really had there. And this is, it's 925 Thailand, but there is another mark in here. Oh, it's just like another 925. I don't know if anybody recognizes that. All right, let's see if we can test these tiny little stones. I'm not good at it. I am not good at it. Oh, I can't. Oh, kind of. Spinel, topaz, spinel. It doesn't go all the way up to ruby. Let's test the, see if we can test the white. The white is, it keeps slipping. Also spinel, maybe topaz. I don't know. It's either both topaz or both spinel. Super pretty. Let's see. I know my friend Jen is going to ask if they glow, if the red glows. Ooh, okay. Well, maybe it's a ruby, and it's just not going up all the way. I don't know. It glows. I don't know. Does red spinel glow? I don't know. Well, I guess this is a question for Jen from Jen's Gems. If you haven't seen her channel, check it out. Jen's Gems and Vintage Finds. Look her up. She's amazing. This is a size 6. Super cool. Beautiful ring. Okay, grab that one. Very funky, cool ring. Looks like a citrine, and both are in like the citrine and quartz areas. And this is just stamped 925. 8 1/4. Super cool. Okay, favorite rings. Fire agate. This looks native, most likely. This is a size 5. Look at that fire agate. That's fantastic. And then also I found another fire agate. How these two got passed over by those vipers that were at that ring case, I have no idea. And I was able to score the 2 fire agates. I don't know. But both of these are sterling silver fire agate rings. Most likely Native American. I didn't clean this one up at all. Most likely Native American. This is a 6.5. Amazing. Amazing. And then I grabbed that. Look at that. Isn't that wild? What is that? I have no idea. No flipping clue what this is, but it's sterling and some kind of funky stone that I thought was really kind of cool. I don't know what it is, but it's cool. And it's a 6 3/4. And then somehow I ended up with a bonus ring. I don't know where it came from. I didn't pick it out, but it was in my bag when I unpacked it. And it's tiny little, tiny little heart. Well, it's a size 5. I guess it's not overly tiny, but tiny little heart, amethyst heart ring. It's cute. So I'll have that too. But I don't know if I paid for it or not. I don't think it matters with this score. I don't think it matters. This is like the score of the century. I don't think I've done this well in a jewelry lot in so long. Wow. That's all I can say is wow. I spent $600 on all of this jewelry, and some of the stuff is worth a lot of money. A lot. Like that Victorian piece, the Celro Cellini, some of that those Native American pieces. Amazing, amazing, amazing score. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you had fun with me today. I hope you enjoyed this haul and my stories and all of that. Please just give me a like, leave me a comment, let me know what your favorite piece is. Let me know if you had fun. Let me know what you thought of the video. And I hope to see you on my next one. Don't forget to join one of my live sales. Come hang out. You don't have to buy, just come hang out and, you know, just come and enjoy the chat with us. We have a blast. Wednesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, and Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. 8 p.m. Eastern on Saturdays. That's Vintage and Vino. It's kind of like a vintage jewelry sale happy hour. We have a lot of fun. So please join us. And I'll see you on the next video or on my live sale, and we'll see you later. Love you all. Bye.